Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I have to keep it down. My kids just went to bed. It's 10:15 p.m. on a Friday night here in the amazing Tokyo. I've had a busy day. I've had a busy week. I was able to stop by yesterday, not yesterday. I was able to stop by today. Um, the former Project 16, Medicom Toys Tokyo, or Medicom, I can't even remember the name. And I was able to go in. I was able to talk to them and get some answers on things. So I'm going to talk about that. What's going on with the line? Um, you know, the same old, same old. So I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty disappointed. I was expecting the Joka and the Miles to release today. I was told that a couple weeks ago, and it was actually somewhat confirmed by a retailer that that I had asked. The retailer said it was probably coming in, but it wasn't definitive. Um, the person I asked at Medicom was pretty confident that Joka and the Miles were going to be coming out tomorrow, but they're not. They're not. They got pushed back, delay. It's the nature of the beast, guys. It's a pain in the ass. This line is a pain in the ass. The prices keep going up. There's no communication. We're going to talk about stuff today. So let me just say what up to the people who are gracing us with their presence. What up, Bones? What's going on, man? Jukebox Hero. What's going on, man? Yeah, getting ready for work. I understand that. I understand that for people. It's I know it's East Coast. Actually, not even just East Coast. The entire United States. People are getting up, getting ready, going to work. Paul, what's going on, man? Thank you for being here. Guzman, we're going to talk about Rogue. 1/6 mile, finally catching a live stream. Thanks for being here, man. Appreciate it. I really do. Huskies and Toys, good evening, sir. Michael Wave, Tiny Gut Punch. Yes and no. I mean, I'll get into it in a bit, but, we'll get into it. Bones, hopefully 2026 Medicom can get themselves together. I wouldn't count on it. Koi Kyo, we asked you how to pronounce it last time. I don't think you addressed it in the chat, man. How do you pronounce your name? Let us know. Ian rubbed it in my face that those figures didn't come out today. Thing about Ian, he shits on Medicom, he shits on Mafex. But every now and then there's a figure that catches his fancy, the twinkle in his eye, and he wants it. He wants that Miles. So he reached out and he got some confirmation on it, and I went and got double confirmation on it today. So again, we'll talk about it. Talking about that, what is your thought on CT Toys? We talked about CT Toys numerous times here. I don't have an issue with a company that makes its own stuff at all. I don't have an issue with them. I do have an issue with a company that copies, knocks off stuff. It's stealing. I mean, plenty of people spend a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money. Companies spend a lot of money to create these things, and then you have other companies coming along and just grabbing stuff and reproducing it. I understand that it's cheaper. I get it. And I do buy that kind of stuff, especially with Transformers. I used to be a big Transformer masterpiece collector, and the KOs, the fourth party, which is what you'd call a KO, a fourth party. The Transformer stuff was better than the stuff that Takara Tomy was putting out. It was better engineered. They went and they re-engineered everything and they made it better. And they also used a sturdier plastic. So when you bought a Takara Tomy, you knew there was a high likelihood that you'd get stress marks on the plastic when you transformed it. You knew there was a pretty good likelihood that things were going to break. But with the KO, you weren't getting that, and it was a fraction of the price. So the issue with Transformers and KOs is that there's a belief within the Transformers community that Takara Tomy, not Hasbro, but Takara Tomy kind of looks the other way when it comes to most of the stuff, which is why there's such a huge proliferation of third-party companies making Transformers. Certain figures have historically been off limits, but I think that's less true these days. But getting back to the original point, CT Toys, if it's your, I'll put it this way, if it's your introduction into the Mafex line, if you have no idea what it's like to have a figure of that quality, because you're used to Marvel Legends and you don't really want to shell out, let's just say $100 because you want to buy it off of BBTS instead of an import company. If you only want to shell out $20-$30 to kind of, dip your toes in that water, that's cool. That's fine. If you have a figure and a piece broke, like a wrist peg, or you lost something and you want to get the KO as insurance, as possible replacement, that's cool. I mean, that's no big deal. But when it takes away sales from the company that is paying for the license, is paying for the engineering, the sculpting, the artwork on the box, all these different things, there's a lot that goes into creating a figure. If you're buying stuff and not supporting the company that's actually the one making the stuff to begin with, I think that that's a problem. So, if you want to supplement your collection with some KOs, I mean, more power to you. I'm not gonna say anything, but there's a point where there's a limit in my eyes. What number is the limit? I couldn't tell you, but just understand that if you don't support the main company, then you're not going to get these figures anymore. So, just keep that in mind. So with that tangent, I'll get back into the chat. Waiting for Rogue. Eric, what's going on? Good morning. So the Miles Morales adult figure was supposed to release today or yesterday. It's actually figures release on Saturday. A lot of stores put them out on Friday. So it releases on Friday, but officially the street date is Saturday. It got delayed. It didn't come out. So, we'll get into that. Looks like Japan has a solution for shipping to the US now. I don't know. I don't really know. I know that some companies are now moving to DHL and FedEx, but I know that you are still getting hit with some fees, both from the carrier and bringing them into the country. I can't speak to that stuff. I don't do it. If one of the other guys that does the streams with me were here, they might be able to address it more, but those aren't really the circles of discussions that I make myself privy to. I try to pay a little bit of attention, but I don't really. So apologies there. Maybe somebody can address it in the chat. Kaiju is the best. Kaiju Kitty is a pretty decent dude. I will admit that. And Kaiju Diddy is a pretty funny guy. I got Deadpool Mafex and honestly don't like it. Which one did you get? Did you get the X-Force one? Did you get the red one? I like it. I got the reissue one, so I didn't get the first issue. And the reissue one, it's a very solid figure. I got it right here. I still have it in his silly pose, but he's put together really, really well. I mean, all the joints are solid. I mean, he's not going to give you Spider-Man articulation, but he's pretty good for what he is. I mean, I like him. I really like the Figure Arts one as well. I have the Figure Arts one in my A-Team van from Ramen Toy, because the Figure Arts, they are the scale that fits in that. So I have them in there. But I really like it. I like it. I like that figure a lot. I don't have the X-Force one. I only have this one. Thanks for keeping us updated on Mafex since Medicom. Dude, listen, I got into it there in the store. There was 3 staff there, and I was talking to them, and I was shitting on Medicom in front of them. And I mean, I'm not going to get into it. I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but it's ridiculous. What up, Mr. Mom? Good morning. Good morning. Mr. Mom and I have something cooking. We were talking about it the other day, and hopefully it's something that we can hopefully do, hopefully for the group. I don't know. We were talking about it. It's kind of in the early stages, but it's kind of exciting. It's kind of fun. So, stay tuned. But he and I got something hopefully on the burner. I agree with you. I think the whole CT Toys hype is annoying. Listen, and I said it before, there's the Hasbros who worship everything Hasbro does. And for years, they were shitting on Medicom, shitting on Mafex, shitting on Figure Arts, but especially Mafex. Mostly because of the pricing, right? Like, I mean, if you can't afford a figure, you don't got to shit on it. You don't got to shit on something to make yourself feel better. You don't have to be that way. I mean, if it ain't for you, it ain't for you. There's stuff that ain't for me. Like this in-art stuff. For those of you who are into 112, well, you do know in-art because of Batman, but in-art, they make some really, really great 1/6 figures, but they're pricey. And for me, I'd rather buy 2 Hot Toys than 1 in-art. That's not saying that I don't really want the in-art, but when it comes to my collection, there's things that I want in my collection, and if I have to do without 2 in order to get 1, I kind of want the 2. That being said, like, I think I'm starting to turn a corner now, and I think I kind of want to get the in-art stuff. I want to tone down my collecting. We addressed it in the last live stream the other day, but if the pricing is your issue, and that really was what it was, like these figures are not worth double or triple. I mean, like, this is back when Hasbro had the Marvel Legends price at, what are we going to say, $25, and a lot of the Mafex stuff was around $60, right? So we're talking about like double the price. Was it double the quality? Yes and no. I mean, I think the paint is better. The plastic is better. The head sculpts, it's debatable. Hasbro's come a long way in the last couple of years. I'll admit that. I don't collect Marvel Legends at all, but I've seen the stuff. But, domestically, that's the price of the product. Domestically, that's the price of Marvel Legends. Marvel Legends here, it's going to run me like, like $50, in terms of like what I would pay. Is a Marvel Legends figure, a basic figure, worth $50? No, not to me. So it's all a matter of where you're coming from, but these guys were always shitting on it. And then finally some KOs came out and you could buy them for like $15, $18, something like that. Like the Daredevil, right? And people were going freaking insane. Insane. This is the greatest thing ever. You guys are shitting on it nonstop for like a year. You finally get one in your hands and, you see what the quality is. But again, like, if that's your thing, if it's just the price, and evidently it was because you bought it for 15, 20, $30, it's better to just keep your mouth shut. Honestly, I mean, that's just my opinion, but you don't have to shit on somebody else to make yourself better, to make you feel more comfortable with your own purchases. Some people collect Matchbox cars, Hot Wheels. Those are like couple bucks each. Like, you know, you don't got to shit on people who collect Hot Toys. It's just a different game, you know? It's just a different game. So be happy with what you collect. You know, don't worry about what other people are spending. Don't worry about what other people are buying. You know, focus on yourself, man. Be happy. What up, Omar? Doppelganger with 5 Kaiju Daddy memberships, man. I got to go into this. Thank you, Eric. Let me open up my stream so I can actually see who got it. Give me a second here, man. Hold on. Let me get up, man. I don't. Here we go. Tori Black got a membership. Blue Tattoo, he got a membership. Chupa Kubre got a membership. Highly Posable got a membership. And Magna Figure Photo got a membership. Thanks, man. I appreciate that, Eric. Thank you very much. For those of you who are only channel members now for the first time, please remember that the channel membership brings with it. Let me just throw my banner up there to remind people. Channel memberships, you get member streams, you get content that I don't make available to regular viewers, regular subscribers. If you're a Kaiju Daddy channel member, you get it. It's 99 cents a month and twice a year, so July and December. I take the channel members, and based on how many months you've been a member, you'll get that many spots on a wheel that we spin, and people have the opportunity to win different kinds of figures. So it's my way of kind of saying thank you for supporting the channel and so on and so forth. So if you do become a channel member, consider maybe keeping it, continuing it. You know, like I said, I do try to give back, and I appreciate everybody supporting. So thank you very much. So you can you shout out my name? Shout out the name of my nephew, Biku? 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 What up, Biku? I guess. The red one. Yeah. Okay. First appearance. Okay. Apparently, it's illegal to have your package shipped as a gift, which I tested to avoid tariffs, and it worked. It's not illegal. It's not illegal. But then everyone on the Reddit sub told me it's 100% illegal. Are they lawyers? Are they lawyers? It's not illegal. You can say whatever you want on the shipment. It's a gift. You gave me a gift of money, and in return, I gifted you a figure. Oh, it's your birthday, it's Christmas, it's for your kids, whatever. It's not illegal. Uncanny X-Men version. Wish they would have done the unmasked head for Deadpool. What are we talking about? The Mafex one coming up? Yeah. As do I. When you mean Saturday, you mean next or this Saturday? So when I said the figures were releasing, they were scheduled to release originally. This is what I was told 2 weeks ago. They were releasing on the 20th, which is tomorrow. But that's not the case. I dislike Mafex due to their high prices. Doesn't mean I buy CT Toys. Ian hates CT Toys. Don't get him started. If you can't afford the real deal, just don't buy it. As an product designer, stealing your creative's designs and income is not on. Yeah, it's true. Like, I mean, you're stealing, but you're stealing in the sense that, well, it doesn't hurt anybody. It kind of hurts you if enough people decide they don't want to buy the original product coming out. Oh, I'll just wait for the KO. Well, the company that's getting the license, the company that's making these, engineering these, CT Toys ain't engineering this stuff. They're copying it. If that company decides, well, you know, we're not making the profit that we need to justify the license and all the money we're investing in this line, that line's going to end. So, you know, keep that in mind. Chris says he likes the Mafex Deadpool, but my favorite is the Yamaguchi one. I don't have it. Everybody loves it. They swear by it. I get it. I mean, I've seen it. It's on display in the Kyoto store. It looks phenomenal, but I don't have it. I don't have that much money. Yeah, Ian likes it as well. Just pre-ordered the Inot Rick. I got the 301. Actually, I got two Ricks. But I got the Sheriff one, and that's my favorite one. I got the other one, the first one that came out from 3.0, and then I got the Sheriff Rick. I like those a lot. I'm good with those. I have the Negan from the 3.0 line as well. I think that's a really good, to me anyway. I mean, he's in my shelf. He's good enough. I don't need to upgrade. I'm not that big of a fan of The Walking Dead anymore anyway. I'm at that point. I'm not collecting Marvel Legends anymore. Might be selling everything. Wow. I was going back and forth with my devotion to G.I. Joe. Kind of questioning, like, should I keep up with this line? The figures are going up to $28. Like, I mean, it's just not fun and exciting anymore. These bullshit HasLabs that they're doing, the scarcity of a lot of stuff that they put up on Hasbro Pulse. It's such a pain in the ass, like keeping up and collecting all this stuff. So I question it myself. I love the G.I. Joe stuff, but I don't know. Question for the U.S. people in the chat. Can anyone recommend a credit card that doesn't charge fees? Listen, man, I can tell you my credit card. I got the, what is it? The Bank of America card. The Bank of America, there's a Bank of America card that doesn't have international fees. So I don't use it here much just because it's hard for me to pay it off. But yeah, that's a card. It doesn't have any international fees. So because I'm in Japan, obviously I don't want to accrue international fees. But that's a good card. So I can't tell you exactly which one it is, but look it up. It's pretty good. And I think the first year you get like zero interest on any of your purchases or your balance, something like that. That's something like the first year. Check it out. Yeah, I mean, we all sort of gatekeep in one way or another, right? Some people are a little bit more fanatical about it and others aren't, but I mean, everybody collects it. I got posters right here. I got Hot Toys. I got third-party stuff. I mean, honestly, like third-party stuff is sort of stealing as well. It's in a different way. Like they're not paying for the license. They're getting away with it without the license. I ordered the Soso Toys Batman that they just put up today. They're making 300 of them. That's not licensed. Looks awesome. Looks great. Nobody's making it. I'll get it. But if they make an official one, I'll probably buy that. Like that's the thing with me. If I were to get a KO and a superior one came out, or a licensed one, let's just say licensed one. If it's not crap, I'd buy it. But I mean, collect what you want to collect. Don't worry about other people. Honestly, it's the worst way to go. Yeah, I'm gonna address that. I'm still getting through. I told my wife, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go do a stream. It'd be like 15 minutes long. We're approaching 25 minutes, and I still haven't even gotten to it. All right, so let me just get into it then. All right, guys. So I went in and I started talking to them, and so first off the bat, the what's his name? Riley. Why am I brain farting here? That Spider-Man that was getting re-released, I had not seen it anywhere in any stores, and I saw it today at the former Project 1/6. And Ben Riley. Why am I brain farting? The Ben Riley figure that was getting re-released, that really nice one. I can't remember the number off the top of my head, but the red one, the red and the blue. Not the Scarlet Spider, the other one. It's gone. They had one left in the store. The box was a bit banged up. And I was like, when did you get this in? like, oh, we got it in at the end of the summer. I'm like, you didn't get this in the end of the summer. I was here. Like, I have never seen this here. Like, oh, we had it. I don't think so. I would have seen it. But that figure is gone. I haven't seen it on the shelf anywhere. Medicom, they said they're not getting any more stock in. They had one left, and it was all banged up and beaten up. So if you didn't get an order put in for that, you didn't get your order placed, I don't know what to tell you guys. I mean, I was looking to buy another one. I might still go back and buy it if it's still there, but that was a surprise. I wasn't expecting that to kind of come and go so quickly. I did pick up the Captain America reissue yesterday. I finally have my second Captain America, so I'm pretty happy. But I started talking to them, and I said, what's going on with that Miles Morales? And they were kind of confused. They're like, it's right there. I'm like, no, I don't want the Spider-Verse one. I want the comic one. I want the adult one. And they were saying that it's been delayed. Obviously, it's not in the store. It's been delayed. But they said next week. So the 27th is the street date. And they told me that that Nightmare Joker is also scheduled for next week, the 27th. So as of right now, those two figures are the only figures that they said are coming out in September. That's it. Now, the Age of Apocalypse Wolverine and the Cyclops, those have been pushed back to next month. Again, when I went in and I talked to people a couple weeks ago, they were saying that those figures would be coming out next week, and the Miles and the Joker would be tomorrow. But Medicom being Medicom, everything got pushed back, and now those two figures are scheduled for next month. So keep that in mind. So when I said, I'm kind of upset, I wasn't planning on buying that Joker right away. I was going to wait. But now that it's really the only new figure, I mean, I got to get the Miles too, but it's the only new figure coming out this month, I'll probably pick it up. So in one sense, it's good. In one sense, it's not. But that's just where we stand with that. I asked about the Rogue, and I asked about the Jubilee. And I know everybody in here is going a little bit crazy about these two figures. First, I asked about Jubilee, and they were like, Rogue? I'm like, no, Jubilee. Rogue has been pushed back. They said next month. Everything is sort of next month with them. It's very rare that they'll actually say something's been pushed back indefinitely. But they said that right now Rogue is next month. And when I asked about the Cyclops and the Magneto reissues, one person was like, they're not getting reissued. I'm like, yeah, they're getting reissued. They're like, no, we haven't heard anything. They're getting reissued. Everybody's putting up orders for them. They're getting reissued. So then another person chimed in and was like, yeah, they are getting reissued, but they'll be releasing next month. So I know a lot of people were going a little bit crazy today asking about retailers restocking their supply, putting up new pre-orders for the Magneto or the Cyclops. I think at this point, they're in a bit of a holding pattern. A lot of the retailers to kind of see when these are dropping and how many are going to be available. Ryan, the collector, he was doing a last Saturday. He was doing a posing challenge that I had to participate in, featuring X-Men figures. And I grabbed my Cyclops, and his arm is bent, and it won't bend anymore. And I was like, man, I'm not breaking this figure for this little thing. And I said to myself, geez, I really wish that I had kept, because I got a couple, I wish that I had kept those Cyclopses that got reissued last time, because I really need one. And then sure as shit, a couple days later, they announced that they're going to be re-releasing it. So I definitely have to pick up another one just because I think that the one that I have, which is the first release back in the day, I think that arm, if I try to bend it, it's just going to snap off. So I think I'm at the point now where I do need to start thinking about getting backups, which is where the KOs come in handy, that sort of thing. So the Rogue is scheduled for next month, and the Jubilee is scheduled for after, like, November. That's kind of what they were saying, which is just weird. Like, the whole process is just weird. So to recap, that Ben Reilly Spider-Man is sold out. The Toby Spider-Man is also sold out. They don't have any more left in the store. The Medicom stores were the only ones who still had stock, and they are now gone. So unless you find one randomly here or there, that figure is sold out. It's a movie figure, so the odds of them re-releasing it are kind of low. So if you were on the fence with that Toby, if you see it, you can afford it, you should probably pick it up. The Miles and the Joker release next week. The Wolverine and the Cyclops from Age of Apocalypse have been pushed back to next month, the date of which we do not know. I would guess it's not going to be the end. It's probably going to be around the middle, just because they had sort of settled on a date, which is the end of the month, and to push it back, I would say it's probably a hiccup. The Magneto and the Cyclops, the reissues are dropping next month. They'll be releasing next month. Rogue is next month. Jubilee is November. And I was told that Tom Holland is probably going to come out next month. Not next month. In November as well. Not October. November. So I did try to ask them about what the new figures are going to be that they're soliciting this month. And they didn't know. So I did ask about that. So yeah. So I don't know. On the Facebook group, people who do see it, make sure that you post it, and we'll try to approve it. Facebook got rid of the community chats. I know that Al created another chat. I'll probably post something tomorrow, or maybe I guess tonight your time, asking people who want to be included in that chat for pre-orders. Again, it'll be a strict pre-order links only chat that people can access to have quick notifications on these type of things. So we'll probably do that again tonight, East Coast time. So let me just kind of go through there. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. 6 months. It's a long time. It's a long time. Appreciate it. Nephew, man, more views, more eyes. That's good. That's good. What's up? I can't have any kind of KO in my collection. Listen, man, I got KOs. I got KOs. I'm not saying don't have KOs. I have KOs. But I think there's fundamentally something wrong if you're only buying KOs. That's kind of where I'm coming from. I can only speak based on Norwegian laws. Okay. But as long as the package is below the value limit and not sent from a company, it has no issues being marked as a gift. Yeah. Like if a retailer sends something as a gift, I think you probably have to explain it, especially if there's an invoice included inside. Appreciate you clarifying. And I could even say I purchased it from my wife. Right. I purchased from Solaris, Japan. Okay. And they allow you to do both label it as a gift. Well, yeah, I mean, they're a reseller. They're not really a retailer. So it's a little bit different. How did I get way down there? That's weird. That's better. Yeah, be wary of retailers like that. I remember growing up, we always had KO figures. Yeah, man. I mean, just the way it was. Just the way it was. I wish Mafex made more Spider-Man villains. As do we all. As do we all. Maybe I've been conditioned in this thinking, but if I have the chance to get a real deal or a KO, yeah, it's always going to be the real deal. I mean, you have to. You have to. And for those who don't know, on the Facebook group right now, I know there are people who watch these who aren't in the Facebook group. We are doing a raffle, a waffle, for the Mafex 108. That is the cell shaded Spider-Man. That's the 075 body. It's the buck, but it's the 108. It's the cell shaded Spider-Man, which for me is way better than both versions of the 075. I like the 108 way more. So if you're interested in joining in on that, we got that running right now. If you need it for your collection, try to join up in the Facebook group. Just say, Kaiju Daddy, you watched the Kaiju Daddy video. We ask you, how did you hear about the group? Just say, you watched the Kaiju Daddy YouTube, and that'll help us weed out bots from non-bots a little bit easier. Indy Rex, thank you for becoming a channel member. Appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. Amex, yeah, they don't charge fees, but you got to pay everything right away. So, there's that. Sometimes that can be an issue. I feel fortunate that there is not a DC line that mirrors what Legends does. Yeah. Forget it. Game over. Game over. Capital One used to have one, but they stopped a certain card that they had. I know that they had one that was a really good card, but they stopped offering it. So I don't know if that's maybe the one you're referencing. PayPal does have a credit card. Yep, that is true. My unicorn. What Mafex are coming out this September? I think we just addressed that. I can't believe you didn't shout me out. You're lucky I didn't unsubscribe you myself. Also, speaking of CT, I buy both. CT goes on the shelf. Mafex I keep in the box. Don't keep your stuff in the box, man. Oh, you're imprisoning your figures. Let them breathe. Let them experience freedom. Open them up, man. Smell them. Touch them. Play with them. You'll feel better. Sith Lord. Only time I've gotten a KO was the Amazing Spider-Man 1 figure. And that's only because he was the first Mafex figure, and the aftermarket price for him is bonkers. Listen, man, I was around when that came out. I saw it. I saw the Figma, and the Figma was better. It was better. If you can get that Figma Amazing Spider-Man 2, that's the one to get. Trust me. The Mafex one, people are going crazy over it only because the Mafex line has gone where it has. But when that came out, the Figma was the superior figure. Trust me. Keep it going. Sath, amateur hour. What's going on, man? Jose, I have over 80 Mafex figures. Dang, dude. And believe me, they're way better than Marvel Legends. It's pricey, but the quality. Listen, only a few people will ever make the argument that Marvel Legends are better. I mean, they've got more volume, of course. It's more quantity. They're priced better, of course, but the quality is night and day. I mean, it's like comparing, a Kenner action figure, a Kenner 12-inch action figure from the 80s to a Hot Toy. To me, I mean, it's just a different world. It's a different type of collecting. But again, I mean, if you collect Marvel Legends, there's nothing wrong with that at all. At all. But, you don't have to tear down one type of collector or people who collect something to prop another one up, right? Like, there's room for everybody, so to speak. So, and we're all in it together, guys. Remember, we're all The people at the stores all talk shit about all of us when we walk out. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. It didn't even hit the stores, and I know you wanted to get it. I think. I didn't even ask you if you got it. Yeah, and they were like, "Yeah, we got it in the summer." I was like, "Bullshit! No, you didn't." Oh, no, we got it like when the store reopened. I'm bullshit. No, you didn't. Like, what are you talking about? I know the stock in here better than you guys. Like, I know when stuff is coming in and coming out, and it was definitely not here the weekend you guys opened, because I was here, and it was definitely not here the week after or the week after that. So I don't know. I mean, we all deal with like going into stores with people who don't collect, who aren't as passionate. They don't, you know, they don't self-obsess over this kind of stuff. So asking them to kind of, keep details is hard. Do they ever tell you what is up with the secrecy? No. So I mean, like today I was talking about the secrecy. And I'm like, I talk to people in different companies, and Medicom is in a world of its own when it comes to like the BS that they put people through, not collectors, but like even the license holders, right? Like get out of here. What's wrong with you guys? Why you do this? It's crazy. Excited for that Joker, huh? You don't even want that, Rogue? Man, I'll take your order. Send it to me. That's okay. It amazes me it's so hard for a toy company to release toys. I mean, kind of is, right? I have a feeling the Age of Apocalypse Wolverine is going to be really nice. I have a feeling that this line is going to make people regret not getting that Magneto. I didn't get that Magneto because I got this one. I'm probably going to regret it when these guys come out. So, we still have to get Nathan, or Nate, right? I'm pretty confident they're going to re-release that Magneto as well. I think they're re-releasing this one, and probably like, I'm going to say like late winter, early spring, they'll probably really re-release that Magneto, because they haven't re-released that Magneto. I think the Age of Apocalypse one. I don't think they did. If they have, someone let me know in the comments. I don't think they did. It's been a while. I checked, and she is the most outstanding figure at this point. She's the oldest solicitation going on right now. Really? I know that happened to a lot of people. It didn't happen to me. Yeah. Like, I don't know what happened, man. I don't know. We're talking about the Ben Reilly. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Ian, you should make sure you go to Project 16, Medicom Toy Tokyo tomorrow, and pick up that figure if you need it. Or anybody. I don't want to say anybody in Tokyo because I don't want to sabotage Ian, but they did have it. Maybe one of the other Medicom stores has some in. Maybe I'll take a look tomorrow. Do you know if they're going to reissue Superman from the Hush line? They have re-released that, and they've reissued that a couple times now. So the last time they did it was, I don't know, man, maybe like, I could be wrong, maybe like 5 months ago, maybe 6 months ago. I could be wrong. Everything's a blur, right? But they definitely re-released that not long ago, and they've re-released it a few times. So, just be patient, man. I'm sure it'll come out again. They're not done with the Hush line. And that Superman for tomorrow, that is basically the Hush Superman. The one that they showed off at the event. It was just, it wasn't colored. It was just that grayscale plastic. But I looked at it pretty strongly, with my cataract eyes, and it looked to be like the same sculpt as the Hush Superman. Of course, we don't have the color, right? The color is an issue, but it looks to be the exact same figure. So there's always that. You can always get that. The Bo-Katan, no news on that. So that's just the prototype. We didn't see a colored version. We haven't had Bosk put up for solicitation. I wouldn't expect that anytime soon. I noticed a new pic of the Bloodsport knocking around. Really? Again, like I asked them, like what's coming out, and they couldn't tell. What do you guys think will be the next couple figures? What do you think? We talked about it on the last stream. I'm still going with Bosk and Queen Maeve. I think those two will be the ones that come out. Yeah, nothing wrong with owning both. Are they finally shipping Rogue? No. I know that Javi Genki, I think it's Javi Genki, is charging for Rogue right now. I know somebody reached out to me and was like, what's this? Hasn't released. And they said it's not coming out till next month. At the earliest. So you have one Mafex Gambit, 2 CT Gambits. I'm considering getting a CT Gambit. I've got the regular Gambit. I've had him for a long time. I'm gonna get that new Gambit, but again, just as a backup in case this one there's like an issue with a joint or something. Medicom is most likely never going to reissue that Gambit again because they're now going to have the higher price point for the new version. So instead of pricing this one down at like 8,500 yen, they're going to price a new one at like 14,000 yen. Get that money and stop re-releasing this one. They know it sells. That's why they're doing that 2.0, basically, that new version with the different colors. So, but this one, like if I have any issues with any of the pots, I need to have a backup. So again, that's where like CT Toys, these kind of companies, they come in very handy to be able to have those as spare parts just kind of hanging around. Dude, let me tell you, man, the 108 is the GOAT. The 185 is a pretty nice figure. I would say my top 5 Spider-Man figures, 075 ain't even in it. It's a 108. It's the 108. It's the 2099. I do like that figure a lot. It's the Andrew. It's the I don't know if I'd put Toby in there. I don't think so. Andrew, the 185, and probably the Scarlet Spider. And I'd put the new one in. The new one from the event. I'd probably put that in. But the 108 is definitely like top 5, probably top 3 Spider-Mans that they've ever released. It's visually, it looks so good. And it does all the posing that you would want from, that 075 body. Yeah, I mean, if you're posing your stuff, there's a likelihood they're going to break. You got to keep them around. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's still, you're still knocking it off. You know what I mean? Like, there's a degree to it. We talked about it before. Like, there was that toy company in the 70s or 60s that was blatantly like ripping off another company. It was on like the Toys That Made Us or whatever that show was on Netflix. And the company, the original company, I don't know if it was Hasbro. It could have been, but they had a mistake in the sculpt of the thumbnail on the thumb. It was like inverted or something like that. And they used that to show that the mistake that they made on the sculpt was evidently very clear on this copy, which helped them prove that they had simply, replicated their figure. I mean, just if you're going to change it up, change it up, but try to be a little bit more original. That's just my point, my position. The mess toys are good. I don't have any. I'm considering getting that symbiote one. I have it in my AliExpress cart. I'm just kind of holding off. I'm getting the 78 points cemetery diorama that should be shipping in a couple weeks, and it's going to have a Spider-Man headstone. And I need a symbiote Spider-Man to kind of go with it from the Craven storyline. So I don't want it. I don't want my only copy of Spider-Man to kind of be, I'll probably put dirt on it or whatever. So I want to have a backup to do it. So I'm considering getting it. KJ getting shout outs. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Way back. Wow. Inbox collectors, man. Free your figures. Throw them boxes away. Do I have any boxes here? I don't. Because I throw them away. I throw them away. They're all gone. What's going on? Just got the G.I. Joe pre-order ordered. I buy Marvel Legends due to the price. Absolutely, man. That's why most people do. Love Mafex, but don't have any. You got to change that, man. You got to get some. Change your life. Change your life. Which G.I. Joes you got pre-ordered, man? Like I said, I'm kind of backing off away from G.I. Joes. Like, I only kind of want certain ones now. All these different Vipers and all these different... I don't need all that. It's getting a little bit crazy. Do take them out. Okay. But if CT exists, you'll put them back in. I got it. I understand. Again, throw some questions at me. If I can answer them, I'll answer them. If you just want to shoot the shit, we can just shoot the shit too. Collect Marvel Legends, but Mafex is better. My Daredevil from the Mafex figure is the best in your collection. Do you got the Captain America? I prefer Captain America to Daredevil. I thought Captain America was a better figure. Very few people agree with me, but I think that was a banger. Like I said, I just picked up a second one. I've got a bunch of I've got a bunch of Daredevils here that I've picked up that I'm holding for people that I got to send them. And then we did like a raffle for one as well. Daredevil's a really good figure, but I do have a KO coming as backup. So like I said, I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I do have one coming as a backup. Just in case. You got good taste in figures. 80 figures, man. That's crazy. I didn't know PayPal has a bank card. Yeah, man. They're always advertising. Like, do you want to get their credit card? We need a Mafex Ghost Rider. We have had a certain gentleman on my live stream who's spoken to that. Speaking of which, there will be another live stream next month on more leaks and rumors, so make sure that you guys tune in. Hopefully we can include more than just the Mafex and Figure Arts stuff this time. We can talk a little bit about other lines, maybe Marvel Legends, maybe Mezco, maybe Hot Toys. So stay tuned, man. Like I said, we'll be talking about the whispers and rumors that are percolating around. Wish you had gotten the exclusive Batman, but damn, I missed out. Dude, message me. Send me a direct message. Send me a direct message. We need a Mafex Green Goblin. We do. Stu! What's going on, man? Again, I got to keep my voice down. My kids are sleeping. You missed out too? The LPZZ. I have 5 LPZZs here that I have to mail out. And I have invoices for about 10 more that I'm waiting on. Yeah, I went a little bit overboard. I've already gotten 8. And then I got invoices for more, so I got more. One invoice was actually one order that I paid for. They canceled it. So they refunded me, but they canceled it out of nowhere because they're still selling it, which I don't understand. But like I said, I got about 10 more LPZZs. I'm awaiting the invoices now. So many. Are we still gonna get another Daredevil and Psylocke re-release? Most likely. Most likely. I would say so. Hobby Search has the Ben Reilly still available for pre-order. Okay. Again, I don't know what to tell you. I'm just telling you what they told me, that they've had it. It's gone. They're not getting more restock, and they only have one figure left. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, this was not here before. So I don't know what's going on with them. Maybe they're wrong. I don't know. The Hush is a line that they should always keep on the shelf for people. It's a good basic DC line. It is. It's a very good. I mean, like, everybody's in it, right? It's a great line. Did anyone else get their ramen tank update? I got my tank. I got one of the prototypes, so I don't really have a tank. Yours says that it's in California or it's on the way. It's a great piece, man. Like, I have it. I have, like I said, I have the prototypes. It's not even the finished one, and it's a lot of fun. It's really, really nice. I'm really looking forward to the Musk. We do need that the long Halloween line. Absolutely. Will they release a Tiger Stripe Wolverine without the screwed shoulders? I doubt we'd get that anytime soon, unless they start doing like specific comics like they do with DC, like storylines, because that would necessitate a new sculpt. They're not going to re-engineer what they've already done. So when something's re-released, they're not tweaking it. At least they haven't up to now, as far as I know. Every figure that's been re-released, the figure might be a little bit sturdy, but a QC issue like a shoulder falling off, or those type of things, those are major QC issues. They've never fixed them. Never. So you might have, tighter joints. It might feel stronger, but I think that's a byproduct of just another run. But actual QC issues, I don't think they've ever fixed any that have come out. Doomsday and Batgirl. Those would be cool. Bosk is absolute, like, there's no stuff on pre-order right now. Except for that Kenobi Vader. Just that one. We absolutely need Colossus. Yeah, they had a Hulkbuster. They did a Hulkbuster. They've done a Bat Pod. I mean, they used to do some cool stuff. They got the wacky racer car. Like we were talking about that in one of the posts with on the Facebook group. Like, does anybody think that Mafex would ever do the Super Friends from back in the day? The cartoon. I was like, they've done the wacky racers. They're doing the wacky racers. Why wouldn't they do that? Like, that would be great. Put out like the animated versions of like Aquaman and the twins, whatever their names were. I can't even remember off the top of my head. But yeah, I mean, that would be great. Mafex should come up with a new Hulkbuster. So as Hulk, with a Hulk, I would guess. What's going on, Fuji boy? Mego, that's right. It was Mego, right? Mego did it. That's right. Yeah. Never understood how CT toys are good for parts if usually they're shorter or just smaller. Well, they've adjusted it. They've adjusted the way that they do their molds now, so they're more almost 1-to-1. So it's a little bit different, but it's close enough that people are able to swap out the pieces. The earlier stuff they did, it wasn't compatible. But the stuff they've been putting out recently, they're scaling, as far as I can see, 1-to-1. Just got the Mafex Cyclops last Tuesday on Carousel, then boom. Thank you for your service, man. Thank you very much. You're the guy. You're the one who did it. Thank you, man. Pour out a drink to my homie later. K-Mac, I got the first one this year and love it. Yeah, Stu just picked one up. That's right. Talib. It is past my bedtime, but I got the mellow yellow keeping me awake. It's good stuff. Hammond and Han on that 2-pack. The Mafex Psylocke is fun. Yeah, I mean, it's a really good figure, but, you know, it's just different. It's a different look. That Hasbro one looks really good. Kairos? I want to live in Japan for a year. Do you think it's easy to get a job as an English teacher? It's easy. The pay is garbage. 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 They pay less now than when I came over almost 20 years ago. How does the salary go down? I'm not talking about inflation. I'm talking about what they're paying. It's down from 20 years ago. And when I came over, it was down from like 10 years before that. So, you know, it's a sinking ship, man. I would say if you've got a good job in the States, people who graduate top universities in Japan and go to work at top banks in Japan, top banks. I'm not talking about tellers in a local branch. I'm talking about like working at State Street Bank, you know, like not quite Wall Street, but almost. You graduate a top university, Ivy League-esque. There are people in California who work at McDonald's who make more money than you. Japan's salaries have been stagnant for like 30 years. 30 years, nobody gets pay bumps. So if you've got a good job outside Japan, the quality of life here is awesome. Second to none. But if you've got a good job, stay in that job, travel to Japan. Travel here, do your thing. I've been here a long time. I've got different things going on for me. I've been able to, you know, build on stuff. Ian's been here for a long time. He's been able to build on stuff. If you're just coming over now and you want to get started from scratch, I do not recommend it. I don't. Just visit it. You know, save money, take a couple months and come over. But I wouldn't recommend, unless you keep coming over. Like if you come over for like a month or you come over for 2 months and you absolutely love it, you go back home and you're depressed. Oh, I got to go back to Japan. That's a different story. But try to come over with at least some Japanese and a marketable skill that doesn't require you to be an English teacher. Because now you're competing, and no offense, but you're competing against Indians and Filipinos whose native English is not quite native. So you know, they're lowering the salaries, and as a result, they're starting to bring over teachers that they would never have hired as English teachers in the past, because the salary is so low that Western countries, people from Western countries, they're just not coming over. It's a great place. I mean, it's a wonderful place to live, especially if you have a family. But career-wise, it's, you know, it's, you're going nowhere. You're trying to get a hold of that Mafex cap. You don't have it? So good. Yeah, they do. They have the 1/6 animated Batman. That's right. Yeah, yeah. LP is he's gonna watch my stream. He's gonna steal all my news. Not invite me on to talk about it. He'll leave me in the chat. He won't even bring me in to talk about the stuff that leaked on my stream. Son of a bitch. I'm gonna boycott that stream. Yeah, that is weird. A lot of Marvel Mafex. Only thing that's disappointing is the lack of villains. Absolutely. Berserker Empress. Dinosaurs great for Savage Land. If you're eating a tank full of ramen, you need to curb your diet. Ramen ain't healthy, man. Ramen ain't healthy. Did Hot Toys ever do a Godzilla? No. That's not their thing. Mezco's done the Godzilla. 3-0's doing a Godzilla. Mezco's doing another Godzilla. So obviously Tamashii Nations does it. Haya Toys does it. Playmates has done it. Super 7's done it. I'm pretty sure Mattel did some. I can't remember everybody. But yeah. Mafex Ben Riley is still up for pre-order on Ami Ami. Okay. Yeah, it's weird. Like I said, man, they told me this and I was like, no, like what you're telling me doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. So I don't know. It's really weird. Hopefully we get a Burt and Batman line. That would be great. Again, I have these boxes here, but I have my Hot Toys 1/12 The Bat Deluxe with Catwoman and Batman that I still have yet to open. I got to do an unboxing. Remember, tomorrow's Batman Day, and let me pull something up for those of you who don't know. So tomorrow I will be doing Get Off My Lawn with Alex Sanchez. Great collector, great artist, comic artist. If you don't know who he is, look him up, check it out. We'll be talking Batman stuff. A lot of Batman announcements today from, again, So Toys, from Hot Toys. Next week, I think Jazz Inc. is going to start their Kickstarter, so to speak, for their Batwing, the 89 Batwing. So it's a good time to be a Batman collector, Batman lover. And again, this will be tomorrow morning for those of you in the US, 9 o'clock in the morning. And then after that, immediately after that, we'll have a member stream. A member stream for, again, the Kaiju Daddy channel members. If you are a channel member, you are welcome to come on, talk, chat. We'll be talking about all kinds of Batman stuff. So that'll be a member stream only tomorrow. So yeah, let's just keep going through this. All right, man. Indeed. Yeah. Just send me a message. Let me know where you're sending it it's probably better through Instagram. That's probably a better avenue to do it. What up, man? What up? What up? What up? Good morning. Go back. You missed a lot. Got to set your alarm next time. Am I the only one that doesn't like how import figure hand pins are opposite of US? What does that mean? What are we talking about? Can you elaborate on that? Are we talking about like the opposite of Hasbro? What are we talking about? Eddie, late to the party. Come on, man. To leave with the violence here. Get to the chopper. It's late. I'm getting to the live stream. Is there any news about Rogue and Jubilee? Rogue is hopefully next month. Jubilee is hopefully, or they're telling me, November. Yeah, man. It's rough. Are they going to re-release Magneto? All the stores, all the retailers are putting it up. They wouldn't be putting it up if Medicom didn't inform them. One person I spoke to there had no idea, was like, no, that ain't coming out. I was like, no, Hobby Genki put it up. And they started laughing. Hobby Genki. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, but like Ami and Hobby Link Japan. Like, oh. But then another person came and interceded and was like, yeah, that's coming out next month. Like, okay. Yeah. Good times. Thank you, Stu. Have a good day, man. Appreciate you coming in. Where can I buy Magneto when it reissues? So they're still putting it up on different retailers. People will be putting it up in the Facebook group, and I'm sure if you're in other groups or Reddit or something, people will be putting it up. I will look around, and if I see something, I'll definitely put it in the Facebook group. So make sure that you are in the Facebook group. We try to put the links up as soon as we see them. Both members and admins do. And we used to have a chat dedicated to it, but of course, Facebook, for whatever reason, decided that the community chats were not worth keeping, unfortunately. Thank you, man. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. There was a recent article in Business Insider that said in the U.S., if the minimum wage gap was at the same rate between low income and the middle class as it was in 1970, the current minimum wage would be $66. Yep. I saw something about that as well. Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, this is before Nixon took the economy off the gold standard. So, the economy has basically, I don't want to get into it, but Wall Street has a lot more power than they did back in 1960 over the economy, because the economy is so heavily weighed on that aspect of how things are. When you take the country off the gold standard and you put them in the current one, there's going to be issues, and that's why people can't afford houses right now. Best regards from Veracruz, Mexico. I as well am waiting for a Jim Lee Colossus Beast Archangel to fulfill X-Men #1 cover. Yes. Jedi Ben, what's going on? Catch the replay. Thanks, man. The Mexican government is proposing for its 2026 budget to impose new tariffs for toys coming in. Man, the writing's on the wall, guys. Move out of your countries. You gotta leave. Everybody move to China, where all the toys are cheap. All the toys are cheap. Nerve, you'll be in Tokyo late October, early November. What new releases should I be able to grab? Ooh. I don't know off the top of my head. It's cool you'll be here for Halloween. Halloween ain't what it used to be. Like when I came to Japan, there was nothing. was nothing for Halloween. Nothing in stores, nothing anywhere. And then, thanks to our perseverance, year after year after year, it started getting bigger and bigger. And then one year it was off the hook. It was crazy, and it just went mental after that, to the point where people are just being ridiculous. And you don't have to worry about violence per se, like people being violent towards you. You don't have to worry about your safety, but people are flipping over cars, which is, if you're from the States or you're from certain areas of the world, like, that's nothing. People do that after church. Like, that's not a big deal. But here it's a big deal. So they've curbed the Halloween celebrations back a lot. But it's still pretty fun. It's still pretty nice. Every year it changes because they have new rules prohibiting alcohol consumption. There's no open container laws here. So you can walk down the street, you can drink on the train, you can drink anywhere. But in Shibuya, they no longer allow you to drink alcohol in public. And in Shinjuku, for Halloween, they have a ban on outside alcohol consumption. So I don't really know what Halloween will be like, but it's worth checking out. It is fun. But in terms of releases, a lot of the Figuarts stuff will release at the end of the month. So their main release window is usually like the last Saturday of the month. Tokyo Ramen Festival. I'm telling you stuff, it's not toy related, but the Tokyo Ramen Festival is late October until November 3rd. November 3rd is Godzilla Day. There's usually some stuff going on for Godzilla. So if you're here then, that'll be fun. There's lots to do in Tokyo. I mean, it's always some good stuff. Gotta go to work, man. All right, appreciate it. Thanks for being here, man. Appreciate it. What do you think about Spider-Man 2099 Hot Toys? It's right there. I love it. Chef's kiss. It is a freaking banger. Love it. If you got it, if you don't got it, get it. It's an awesome figure. Why do I feel Mafex Mystique is in the works? I'm sure it is. Stupid sandwich again, man. Unfortunately, the air in China is so toxic. I know, man. We get some of that air over here. They tell you, close the windows, close the doors. You just get this dirt, dust. Yeah. I have people I know that go to Beijing all the time, and all they talk about is like the quality of the air. It's so bad. I've never been there myself, but they talk about that all the time. More Mafex villains, absolutely. What's going on, man? Repeating himself. I skipped you. I didn't skip you. What are you talking about? Yeah, never mind. So does anyone have any other questions before I wrap this up? Like I said, I told my wife this would be 15 minutes. It's now an hour and 20 minutes in. So if you have some more questions, I'll be happy to answer it as best I can. Again, I'll be doing a live stream tomorrow morning U.S. time, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll be about a 1-hour stream. Again, the guest will be Alex Sanchez. Talking, I'm trying to talk to collectors individually, one-on-one. What are you into? What got you into collecting? What do you think about collecting? Just to kind of get to know people and what they collect and get a feel for people. I don't have many people that I can talk to in person who are collectors. I know Ian here, and I know a couple Japanese people, but I know Ian because of my YouTube. That's really how I know him. He reached out. But if I didn't have a YouTube, how would I know people? You know what I mean? So it's nice to be able to use these as opportunities, even in the chat, like just getting to know people and, making friendships and stuff is great. So what up, Yuzi? How you doing? Where are you located? What's the Facebook group again? It is Don't Tell My Wife. Let me see if I can post it in here. I think I can. So there it is. If you guys want to join, just make sure you say that we asked you questions. You have to agree to the group questions and such. But it asks, how'd you hear about the group? Just say Kaiju Daddy YouTube channel, so we know that you're not a scammer. You're not a bot who's just coming in to try to take advantage of people. Circling back to the SHF release schedule in October. Is this the final release window before the end of the year? No. They release stuff every month. Yeah, they're releasing stuff every month. They'll release stuff. So the general public release stuff is usually like the end of the month. But then the web exclusive stuff comes out like early to mid-month. And then you have other stuff like the Monster Arts releases at a certain time, or the Figure Art Zero. Like Tamashii Nations has so much stuff. But the SHF stuff, the retail stuff, is a lot of it comes out at the end of the month. Again, the last Saturday. Most companies here release stuff on Saturdays. Going to Akihabara to get anything on a Saturday is ridiculous. It's awful. But that's when they release stuff. And the October stuff, give me a second. Let me see what is listed. If I can find it, what they have listed for October. They should probably start posting stuff up and give you an idea. All right, I got to filter by month. So I got to get rid of September. Just do October. It hasn't updated. Yeah, it hasn't updated. Give me a second. All right. So October. Some Gundam stuff. Sandcloth Myth. There's Kamen Rider stuff. Some Gundam stuff. I think I don't see it. I think the General Grievous comes out in October. I could be wrong, but it might. Don't hold me to that. But when October comes around, right, like when the calendar changes in its October, we'll have a better idea of what's coming out from different companies like on those days. So who's your favorite villain you'd like to see Mafex make? Dr. Octopus. Doc Ock. I think I want him. Kuwait. Okay. Thanks for being here, man. So they have already been doing it. If you're talking about like, regular like commercial stuff, no idea. I don't think they're going to do anything while these tariffs are even somewhat new. You know what I mean? Like there's going to be people who are going to send stuff and not know, and then people who are going to get hit with that tariff and refuse to accept it and then send it back. And that's just more cost for like Japan Post to eat because it gets sent back. So I mean, they're looking out for people, but they're also thinking about the financial toll that they would be on the hook for packages and parcels coming back that are not being paid for, right? Like you pay to send it there, and those costs are divvied. When it gets returned, that's additional cost that nobody is paying. You know what I mean? So I think that they're probably just going to wait it out until something more definitive is known. Like October 14th, an appellate court gave the Trump administration until October 14th to appeal their decision that the tariffs are outside the purview of his executive powers. So he would have to appeal it to the Supreme Court, and then they would have to make a decision whether or not the executive branch has those powers. If they rule he does, then the tariffs will continue. If they rule he does not, then the tariffs will go away. So we're in a wait and see kind of holding pattern right now to see what happens. No figs over there, man. You got to get out of there. Hop on a boat. Get out of there. You refuse to use Facebook, so this is the only way to get info from you. What about Instagram? I'm on Reddit, but you know, there's too many knuckleheads on Reddit. There's a lot of good people there, but there's too many knuckleheads. So I try not to go on Reddit too much just to keep my sanity. But I'm starting to use Instagram a little bit more these days. So if you reach out there, if you have any questions or whatever, you can. I really want to get Mafex. Do you think Nin Game is legit? They're legit. I mean, they're out of Osaka, just like Hobby Genki. They're not owned by Japanese people. They're owned by French people. I know Hobby Genki is owned by French people. I'm fairly certain that Nin Game is as well. So when you deal with Japanese, they're straight arrow, right? They're not gonna swindle you or dick you around. But a lot of people buy stuff from Nin Game. I don't, because I don't think they ship domestically within Japan. Hobby Genki definitely does not. So I don't have any experience with them, but a lot of people buy stuff from them and have them shipped out. Next month. Danny's got Mafex stuff, yeah. Danny's got Mafex stuff. Yeah, man, that photo is making the rounds. Huh? That thing is massive. Massive. Mrs. Sinister would be nice. Do you have any issues with sending items to people over here as a gift? I don't, but so again, like people are reaching out. I work, I have a family, and the post office here does not have hours that are very conducive to working people. We've had some pretty bad weather recently, and I couldn't take stuff out at all. I got to carry boxes. I don't have a car. Most people in Tokyo don't have a car. I have to walk the boxes to the post office. When I'm sending one figure, the box is relatively easier to move, point A to point B. But if you're getting 2 figures or 3 figures, the boxes become exponentially bigger. To the point where I can only bring 4 at a time. At the most, I can bring 4. So that's limiting me to 4 a day because I can't make multiple trips. I just don't have the time. Back and forth multiple times. It's 10 minutes there, 10 minutes back. the time there to get everything sorted and ship it out. We're talking about like 45 minutes just for one trip. Sometimes like it, I gotta wait in line, gotta get in, you know what I mean? So there's no issue with people getting stuff as gifts. But for people who've been asking me to get them stuff, it's a slow process. I haven't forgotten people. It's just a slow process. I've got your stuff. Your stuff is here. Just consider it's in your warehouse, the Kaiju Daddy warehouse. It's getting there. Okay, so I'm getting to stuff. My wife hates that I have stuff. I'm getting it out. Just please be patient. Understand that, I'm not asking, like when I ask people to pay me like $10 extra to pick up figures, most of that $10 went to like train fare just to go and hunt these figures. And then, getting a box. And now I have to buy supplies to like pad the box because the boxes are so big. I'm not making any money off of this at all. So, please just bear with me for people who did ask me to pick stuff up for you. I'm getting to it. Like I said, stuff's going out all the time. It's just I'm limited with what I can carry per day on the days that I'm free to go to the post office. And the post office is not open on the weekend. So yeah, that's the conversation with Danny. Yeah. Kevin, what's going on? Just got word that Nin Game. Yeah. So they put something out the other day, I think, announcing that. David, any update for those who sent for the exclusive figures? Yeah, so I just kind of addressed it. I'm going through the list. I've mostly been dealing with people who just got one. I'm almost through with that. And then it comes down to people who have two figures. And then the boxes are so big, so I have to pad them. I have to put a lot of stuff in them because the boxes are bigger. It's harder to bring to the post office. So I'm getting to everything. Again, apologies, but I can only do so much. I can't throw stuff in the car and drive it. That's not how it works here. So I am getting to people. You use IG more than Facebook. Yeah, just throw me a follow, and like I said, I stream the stuff on Instagram as well, on YouTube and Instagram. Reddit's known for stuff. Yeah, toy collecting isn't really one of them. Stupid Sandwich was recently on Reddit looking for suggestions on messenger bags, and even that board was toxic. It's unbelievable. It really is. Again, there's some really awesome people that I've met on Reddit, really legit, really good people. But then there's just like lunatics, you know what I mean? People sending me these weird messages and, throwing out all these accusations and stuff. And, and then one guy reported me. I'm assuming it was a guy. He reported me for spamming people. People reach out to me and was like, hey, can you pick up this figure for me? And I was like, yeah, I can pick up the figure. This is what it's going to cost, right? This is the cost of the figure, and send me $10 extra to cover these things. My time, the train getting in there, a whole bunch of shit. I didn't go and solicit anything from anybody. People reach out to me, and I told you, this is what it's going to cost. This is the figure, and this is what it's going to cost me to go in and get the figure and everything else. So some people complained about that, to me, when I, what do you want me to get you the figure for free? I got to give you a price. Even if my end is nothing, you still need to know what the figure costs, right? So I got reported for spamming, and I reached out to Reddit, and I'm like, like people reach out to me to pick stuff up for them, and I told them what it would cost. I didn't reach out to anybody. People reach out to me, and I told them this is what it's going to cost. And Reddit was like, no, you violated the rules, and I got suspended for like 3 days. But it's like again, it's kind of like the KO thing with the Hasbros and the Mafex, right? Like, if you don't want to pay the extra $10, you know, nobody's making you. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not cornering the market on the figures. Like, the figures are everywhere, at least at the time they were. But you know, some people, like, they got just, I don't know, too much hate, jealousy. I don't know what it is. But some people are just bizarre. So, let's keep going. The custom 1/72nd scale Blackbird is nuts. Yeah, I would never get that. It's too big. I was no. I don't think you're rushing. Now, you got a couple things you want, so it's a little bit different. Yeah, I got to get that Yoda. No. When people ask a question, it's just when I answer it that way, it's not. I'm not addressing a person in particular. I'm addressing kind of the bigger picture, kind of the bigger thing. So, I wasn't addressing it to you, just in general. Anyone in the chat know where he can find the Mafex symbiote Spider-Man been hunting? Well, you can get the CT Toys one to kind of bide you over until the reissue comes out. You do that. Nothing wrong with that. Again, it's, you know, it's a placeholder until you can get the regular one. There's nothing wrong with that, at least to me. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna cut it now. So again, tomorrow, please join in on the Get Off My Lawn episode 4. It'll be fun, and then following that, there'll be a members only stream where we can talk more stuff. It's possible that Medicom might stealthily drop the photos for their solicitations for this month. So if they do, we'll talk about that tomorrow. If they don't, I would expect them to come out or be released probably next Monday or Tuesday, which means that we can discuss it on the next live stream Monday night. So again, everyone, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And have a good day. Have a good weekend if I don't see you. So take care.